Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Top 10 Toons, where we count down the top 10 cartoons of a variety of subjects involving all your favorite cartoons. New, old, it doesn't matter. Say what you will about commercials, love them or hate them, you have to admit that there are some really good ones out there that capture your attention and will stay with us for the rest of our lives. After researching commercials for over 20 hours, I have put together a list counting down the top 10 cartoon show or network related commercials. There were plenty to go through, but only the best of the best can make it onto the list. So don't touch that dial now. Here are the top 10 Toon Bumpers. Number 10. First up on the list is a musical bumper for the classic cartoon show Josie and the Pussycat. This is a special one because it's very entertaining to watch over and over again. It starts off innocently enough as we see the new and improved looking band play their signature song. But soon enough though, it takes a big turn out of nowhere as we move on to the next stage of music, disco. But disco can't last forever and we move on to the next big musical sensation, punk music. As the music changes, so does the art style to match the edgy and intense music. Then the bumper takes a 180 as we get a smooth country rendition going on with robotic versions of the band. It resembles something you might see in an old country restaurant with country folks dancing along.
No time for
After that, my most favorite part of the bumper arrives as we see Josie and the Pussycat dress up as KISS members and play a hard rock version of their theme. The amazing pyrotechnics and lighting make this one really enjoyable. Then comes the finale as we reach the techno ending. The colors and bouncing movement of this section make it really hit your groove bone as you feel like dancing along as the song comes to a close. This is a special bumper because it never gets old and it satisfies fans of all types of music. From intense punk to smooth techno, it satisfies everyone all while advertising Josie and the Pussycats and changing their look to match the tone of the musical theme. This is one great ad that I can never get tired of watching. Number 9.
Monster in the house, robot on the loose, runaway train, hey Chucky, grab the caboose. Rugrats, the things you get into.
From one musical bumper to another, here's a fantastic song for an amazing show. This one is simple but effective. It's a clip show of various moments from the Rugrats cartoon show while a catchy song plays along. But boy does this bumper really make you want to watch the show. Watching all the great moments play by make Rugrats look like a fun, action-filled cartoon. Not only did it do well to advertise the show, but years later this commercial can still bring back so much nostalgia. Rugrats was a part of pretty much every 90s kid's childhood, and this ad does a perfect job at tickling that nostalgia bone. Even if you're not a fan of the show, the incredible song is just fun to listen to. Either way, the wonderful song along with the nostalgic-filled clip show make this one of the best Toon bumpers out there. Number 8. Now this next one is very short but very good. It's a bumper for Kids WB, or as it's called now, One Magnificent Morning. This ad truly captured what it feels like to watch Saturday morning cartoons on the Kids WB back then. We see as a kid goes into a photo booth and gets bombarded by all the amazing shows they had, like Superman, Batman, Pokemon, Batman Beyond, Men in Black, and Tiny Toon Adventures. The kid is surrounded by all the action and characters almost like he's a part of the show. He exits and we see that he is now a cartoon character himself. As crazy as it may seem, this is what it truly felt like to watch Saturday morning cartoons back then. They were so fun to watch that you would just get sucked into the show. It almost felt like you were transported into the world of these characters, and this ad did an amazing job bringing that feeling to life. The song that accompanies the action perfectly matches the tone and is catchy too. The bumper still gives me goosebumps watching it today, as the feelings flood back in remind me of those times. It's a perfect representation of being a child watching Kids WB on Saturday mornings.
WB yourself!
Number 7. In 2004, the Powerhouse era came to a close and Cartoon Network began its new era, the Toon City era. This age was named Toon City after the iconic bumpers that played during the commercial breaks. The bumpers featured some of the most popular cartoon characters interacting in a CGI world, filled with iconic locations from the shows as well as some normal everyday life settings. These bumpers were fun to watch because not only were you able to see some of your favorite cartoon show locations as glorious 3D models, but you can also see various cartoon characters mingle with each other even if they're from completely different shows.
You seem to like black shirts quite a lot.
And it looks like you like it in pink. Oh, I'm just saying.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Not only that, but you can see them in a sort of behind the scenes look as you can see how they act in everyday situations. There were dozens of variations of these bumpers throughout this era and they were always a joy to watch. You never knew what you were going to get, but every time it was fun to watch it actually made you look forward to the commercial break.
Just get on down to
Number 6. This bumper was one of the best Nickelodeon themed bumpers back in the day. During the 90s, Nicktoons had their own orange VHS tapes, and in every single tape, you would get this bumper added before each show. It had become a sort of staple in Nickelodeon's history. The bumper shows clips of all the most popular Nicktoons at the time, all in a catchy tune that makes you feel excited to be watching the tunes that they have. The song really makes this bumper what it is. The exhilarated singing pumps you up for the show that is about to come right after the song ends. Watching it today makes you crave the cartoons that they are advertising. It's a strong bumper that still works today. The fantastic catchy song and colorful cartoons that you loved watching blend together perfectly and really pumps you up for your favorite Nicktoons. Number 5. Considered by many to be the pinnacle of Cartoon Network's history, alongside Toon City, the Powerhouse era between 1987 and 2004 was indeed a great time to be a Toon fan. Even the commercials from this time were filled with passion, and the coming up next and we'll be right back bumpers were some of the best examples of this. There were dozens of different bumpers created for something so simple, but the animators put a lot of passion into them. You can tell just by watching them, the animators really appreciated and loved the cartoon themes that they were parodying in these bumpers. From Looney Tunes style jokes to more anime featured bumpers, they were always a joy to watch. Every time the bumpers would come up, you never knew what you were going to get, and that made it exciting to see which one it would be. Even today, just by watching them, you can feel a love for cartoons emanating from it. From these bumpers alone, you can sense how great it was to watch cartoons back then. All the passion for both new and old cartoons just fills you with awe. It pretty much feels as if you took everything you love about cartoons and stuffed them all into these short little bumpers. Something as simple as these can still mean all the world, and I feel that feeling has been lost over the years. Luckily, we can still look back at this era and relive the affection that this time had with these short, amazing bumpers. Number 4. Out of all the music-themed bumpers for cartoon shows, this one has to be the best of them all. I'm a Supergirl is, at least in my opinion, the best song out of all the bumpers I have come across.
Fighting
The bumper is like an animated music video that is also an ad for the show. The bumper shows off each of the 3 Powerpuff Girls along with their strengths and their personalities. They even show off the villains one by one. The entire bumper is one huge introduction to the show, and it perfectly hides that with a catchy and upbeat song. The action-filled clips and amazing editing made everything balance together perfectly. Watching as all the characters get their time in the spotlight makes it so that every fan is satisfied. The song is just incredible, and as I've said, it's the best song out of all the cartoon bumpers I could find. The lyrics and fiery beats really make the Powerpuff Girls appear incredibly powerful, while still making them charming and cute. There's no other way to explain it, but this bumper is a perfect representation of the show, while providing us with an amazing song to listen to while we wait during the commercial break. I always enjoyed watching it as a kid, and I still love watching it to this day. It's one of those ads that will stay with you forever. It's just incredible. Number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the lovely and talented Miss Amy Lee!
Hi, I'm Robbie's sister. I guess that's plain to see. When we watch cartoons, I'm happy as can be.
Although this edition isn't technically a bumper, it was played during a commercial break, so I added it onto the list, and for good reason, as it is important to many Toon fans from the Cartoons era of Cartoon Network. It may not seem like much just by looking at it, it's just someone singing with a guitar, but from all the bumpers that are out there, none is as emotional as this one. The song sung by Amy Lee can bring tears to the eyes of cartoon fans. The song she sings is dedicated to all the classic cartoons that played a huge role in her life, and also many of our lives as well. Especially today, years after some of our favorite cartoons are off the air, it can be sad to see them gone. The lyrics to this song perfectly explain the feelings that we feel when we look back at all the tunes that we have had and lost.
Learned a lesson here. Treasure what you have. Don't make the mistake I made. The rock star life is sad.
This song has become a symbol for nostalgic cartoons and how we feel about the cartoons we love. It's the most passionate cartoon song out there and definitely worth a listen to, especially if you grew up watching cartoons. Just be ready to have your heart ache as you remember all the great times you had with all those old cartoons.
The reason I wake up each day and it's Cartoon Network. I missed you so, my Cartoon Network. Where did you go, my Cartoon Network?
Number 2. Nickelodeon has had some amazing bumpers over the years, but none has been more impactful than the Nickelodeon montage bumper. This bumper took pieces from all the previous bumpers that Nickelodeon had up to that point and put it all together in this creative and fun bumper. From the dancing characters flying by to the singing trio, this bumper managed to merge all the best parts of the bumper together to bring us this incredible masterpiece. The catchy song perfectly represents the style of Nicktoons. The Nickelodeon cartoons had their own spirit, and this bumper perfectly mimicked that feeling. As short as it may be, this bumper has been a part of every 90s kid's childhood. This bumper played on Nickelodeon almost all the time, and we never got tired of it. It shows the history of the network and the style of the new era of Nickelodeon, all while entertaining us with a catchy song that touched our souls and will always stay with us in our hearts. Number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Back in the day, every kid in the world would come running to their TV when they heard this song playing. A long time ago, every Friday, Cartoon Network would show new episodes of their most popular cartoons in a segment called Cartoon Fridays, with this bumper playing every time it started. This bumper was the embodiment of cartoons back then. Every time you would hear it playing, you knew that your favorite cartoons were about to go on the air with a brand new episode. It's all the excitement you would get from watching Saturday morning cartoons all wrapped into one bumper. The song that plays in the bumper just fills your heart with excitement.
Is that it?
No, that is not it.
All the zany cartoon sounds that you have come to know and love from years of watching Toons, combined with your favorite character singing along in a catchy and upbeat song, made it all the more thrilling to listen to. All the colorful and fast editing just pumped you up even more. This bumper often came right before some of the best cartoon moments of our childhood. From the amazing adventures of our favorite cartoons, to watching as some of them host the actual shows themselves.
I'm Eustace, and this is Cartoon Fridays.
The same way that the Nickelodeon montage bumper represents the best of Nickelodeon, this bumper is the embodiment of Cartoon Network for anyone growing up in the early 2000s. That bouncy beat will stay with us for the rest of our lives as we reminisce our childhood as represented by this amazing bumper. It is by far the best cartoon bumper out there. And there you have it, the top 10 Toon bumpers. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you think any other bumper should have made it onto the list, be sure to share it in the comments below so that others can know about all the great bumpers that are out there. There are plenty to choose from, so don't be shy and tell us which cartoon commercial stood out to you. But for now, it's time for... Last episode, we asked you to vote on which style of animation you like best. Western animations or anime. Now for the results.
I suggest you surrender.
The winner by a landslide is...
You know you can't beat me.
Western animation.
They never learn, do they?
I want to fight you again.
Now for the next Toon Tally. Channel Battle. Which network do you like best? Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? This is a big one as we have two of the best networks facing off against one another. So which team are you on? Team CN or Team Nick? Vote for your team by clicking the I in the top right corner or by clicking the link in the description below. Vote now and come back next week to see which Toon channel came out on top. Thanks for watching, everyone. For all you new viewers that are here, why not subscribe to see the next episode as soon as it goes live? Also, be sure to leave your suggestion for next episode's list. Top 10 cartoon movies. This list won't be about animated movies, but about the best movies based on cartoon shows. So leave your suggestion in the comments below and come back next episode to see if your suggestion made it onto the list. Thanks again for watching and see you all next time.
Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab again.
I got a secret formula. It's just a little bit of and a little bit of. I got a secret, so keep it on the low. If I tell you, make sure nobody knows.
TT and Dexter don't need no superpowers. They've got mom and dad and Dexter's lab to keep them occupied.
What's his name? Say his name. There's no young boy cartoon genius better. What's his name? Say his name.
Starch, it doesn't feel so well.
Basically,
We're there to make the stars look better, and that's a responsibility, and I think that everyone will agree with me that we don't take lightly.
No, it's true. We may not get the best lines, but we move the story along.
Sidekick isn't a dirty word in this business anymore.
And I think we owe that in large part to the actors that came before us. I mean, look, Porky Pig had a full-fledged career as a star going, and he really only started doing his best work as a sidekick. And there's no shame in that.
Scrappy! And I've been here longer than all of you! Longer than you, and you!
Oh, mama. We got a gorilla for sale, we kill a gorilla for sale. We got a gorilla for sale, we kill a gorilla for sale. Don't you call him a monkey, he don't got no tail. And if he did, then Magilla the monkey would be for sale. With shoes on his feet, suspenders, and a hat on his head. There's not much about our dear little gorilla that hasn't been said. We got a gorilla for sale, we kill a gorilla for sale.
Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bear. Yogi Bear is always in the ranger's hair. Have a picnic basket, you will find him there. Stuffing down more goodies than the average bear.
Check it out, boo-boo.
Hey, gang!
Hi, Fred!
Now that he's friends with the Powerpuff Girls, Fred thinks he's too good for us.
Boo-ba-ba-ba-dee-dee, boo-ba-ba-ba-dee-dee. Fred, Red, Tom, Mom, Chicken, Scooby-Doo. Yogi, Dibble, Snaggle, Huckle, Cow, and Droopy, too.
Dino, Bluto, Jerry, Judy, Weasel, Wally, Wilma, All-Star, Moltar, Elmer, Dexterville.
I'm not coming in anymore. Well, everything I want is just outside this door. Well, I'm not coming in anymore. Got too many friends on the outside that don't include you.
It's never hard to talk to you, though you stump me with your silence. I feel so naughty pining here for your happy face's guidance. My best friend Plank, my best friend Plank, my best friend Plank.
Working, training, fighting, master Pokemon, Pokemon. Working, training, fighting, master Pokemon, Pokemon. Mewtwo, Murkrow, Arcanine. Sweep the floor with Mr. Mime. Pichu, Bayleaf, Totodile. Roll your Miltank for a mile. Pokemon, Pokemon.
Not just cartoons.
Arnold, Helga, Phoebe, Gerald, Sid, Grandpa, Stinky, Harold, SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, keep the Krabby Patties handy, Squidward, Tito, Twister, Reggie, Rocket, Otto's sister, Ginger, Hoodsy, Carl, Macy, Junior high school life is crazy.
Not just cartoons.
We're Nicktoons.
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 I'm here with my friends. Nickelodeon. The song and friends. Nickelodeon.
Hello? Hello?
Daphne, Daphne, wait! Daphne, come back! Daphne, stop! It's just Scrappy-Doo!
I know!
Something horrible wants to destroy our humble nowhere shack. Who will protect our home? Someone protect our home. Who will protect our home? Courage the cowardly dog. Courage the cowardly dog.
I'm the Wolverine. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been. I only know I'm my own best friend. Have you ever played this game of cards? I know you have, cause it's not that hard. And if you get all the pieces in hand, well, look what rises from the sand. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
bringing you a Disney afternoon. Hey, can you feel the buzz? Well, you're gonna feel the buzz because everybody's busy. Just a little Disney, bringing you a hit.